Thank God that's over. I don't like torture scenes, you know? That was one thing that happened in Higurashi. There was that whole episode with a pretty big torture scene, which if you're familiar with the series, you probably know what that is. And that was deeply uncomfortable. Actually, I should say there's multiple torture scenes, but there's one in particular that this one kind of reminds me of. Deeply uncomfortable. Anyway, I feel something warm on my right side and open my eyes. I lift my head and look around. There are a few wooden tables lined up, all cast in a warm orange glow. This is the inside of the cake store. There's no one sitting on any of the tables. There's no staff, no guests, and no one here at all. There are, like, children talking in the background? I turn back to the entrance, but as I thought, there's no one there either.
Ah, Hiro-kun! Yatto mega sameta?
You've joined me in the memories world. You've died. You're now a memory. The sudden voice startles me, and I reflexively stand up.
どうしたの、ヒロ君?
Serrano's sitting on the seat across from me. I could have sworn there was no one in that seat a second ago.
Serrano, お前。
ヒロ君は相変わらず居眠り精
I
神
had
だ
the
よ。
worst dream. You wouldn't believe it.
ケーキもまだ残ってるよ。
I look down at the table, and there is indeed a half-eaten shortcake in front of me. But I could have sworn there was nothing on the table a second ago. And that's not all. There's steam rising from a teacup filled with black tea next to it. I guess I really must have been daydreaming. I put my hand on the chair and sit back down. I can hear the voices of children from far away. The tea smells really good.
ほら、早く食べて。
I bet that's what you want, Kuroda. I pick up the fork sitting next to the plate and slowly cut a piece of cake. I then put the fork in my mouth. Yep, it's cake. An elegant sweetness spreads throughout my mouth. I enjoy the sweet sensation of the whipped cream melting in my mouth. For some reason, I feel extremely happy to be able to enjoy a cake like this. Making sure it's really real, I slowly savor the sweet taste in my mouth.
ヒロ君、なんで泣いてるの?
It's so good. I bring my finger to my right eye. When I look at it, I see it's wet. With blood. Oh, the eye was wet. Not the finger. You know, the cut off.
何か嫌な夢を見たの?
Serrano looks at me worriedly. She takes out a handkerchief and gently wipes my eyes. The feel of soft silk on my face is incredibly pleasant.
わからない。けど、なんでかな。
The warmth of the sunlight coming in through the window. The nice orange color it dyes everything in. The sound of people bustling about outside. The fact that I can express my feelings in words still. The fact that I can move freely. All of it just makes me happy.
そっか。
Serrano finishes wiping off my tears and puts her handkerchief on the table.
ヒロ君はいろんな辛いことに耐えてきたんだよね。自分を傷つけて、みんなのためにいろんなものを失って、苦しいことを乗り越えてきたんだよね。でも、どうしてヒロ君がそんなに辛い思いをしなくちゃいけないのかな。
ソラノ。
だって、ここまで頑張ってきたんだよ。自分を責め続けて、苦しい思いを背負ってきたんだよ。ヒロ君は十分すぎるくらいに頑張ったと思う。 だからもうこれ以上苦しくならなくたっていいんだよ。
はあ。
Just stay in the dream world, Hiro-kun. I always wanted someone to say that to me. I wanted to be forgiven. That's why I kept hurting myself. That's why I always picked the harder path. I chose to go where pain and suffering would be waiting for me of my own volition. I thought if I was able to endure through it long enough, someone would forgive me. They'd tell me, it's okay to stop. It's okay just to forget it all. I've been waiting so long to hear that from someone. I hear a sound coming from behind me. It's a drill. When I turn around, there's still no one there. There's just the counter where you order cakes and the door. So what was that sound just now? I stand up and head towards the door.
ここから出たらまた辛い目に遭うよ。
I stop and turn back to Serrano.
暖かい光、鮮やかな色、心地よい音。それをまた失うことになるかもしれないんだよ。また苦しい思いをすることになるかもしれないんだよ。
That's right. I don't want to suffer anymore. I don't want anything stolen from me anymore. I hear that sound behind me again. It's coming from the door.
外の世界はヒロ君からまた奪おうとしてるんだよ。
Yeah, it wants to steal my other fingers.
そんな危ない世界に出なくたっていいんだよ。ヒロキ。
Again. In addition to the knocking, I hear a girl's voice. A voice I recognize. Sorry, it's new girlfriend. See you later, dead girlfriend. I turn back to the voice. I take a step towards the door.
ヒロ君、いいの？また辛い目にあっても、また痛い思いをしても。
It's easier being dead. I know. If I step outside, I'll have to return to that place once more. But I just can't ignore her voice. I don't know why I feel that way, but I do. I take one more step towards the door. The voice of the girl I must never forget. I hear her voice clearly now. It's Reina's voice.
レナ。
I start running to the door as I call her name. Reina's calling for me. But when I finally reach the door, the knocking and Reina's voice both disappear. I look out the small glass window that's on the door. But there's a blinding white light coming through, and I can't see Reina at all. I give the door a strong push, but it doesn't budge.
レナ！
I call Reina's name, but there's no reply. I don't know, maybe pull? I pound the door over and over with my right hand. But I don't hear any pounding back from the other side.
くそ！
I push in the door with both arms, and even my head. Suddenly I sense someone behind me.
ヒロ君、どうして外に行くの？まだ頑張らなくちゃいけないの？
It's Serrano's voice. I answer without turning back.
痛いのも苦しいのも嫌だ。俺だってこうして空野とずっと一緒にいられたらって何度も思った。でも俺を呼んでくれてる人がいるんだ。それに知らなきゃいけないことが残ってる。だから俺は行かなくちゃならないんだ。空野 ごめんな。
そっか。
Softness. There's something soft gently pushing against my back. And warm hands hugging me from behind.
ヒロくんならまだ頑張れるよ。
I hear Serrano's voice in my ear.
空！
When I turn around, there's no one there. The warmth I'd felt on my back quickly vanishes. The sound of townspeople bustling outside fades as well. There's no one here anymore. I square off against the door once more. I put both hands on the door and push. I put all my strength into it. But the door doesn't budge an inch. He drilled into my door-pushing memories. But I keep pushing anyway. Unrelentingly. If I could just put some more power into it. I feel the door give slightly. Dazzling light pours through the small gap in the door. But even now, the weight of the door pushes back against my arms. Making sure the door doesn't close on me again, I keep pushing. Continually. With yet more force. Light floods my field of view. The ground, the walls, even my arms. All of it is blotted out by this light. An instant later, the bright light disappears, leaving nothing but blackness. I'm pretty sure my eyes are open, but I don't see anything.
Hiroki!
I hear Rana's voice next to me. Rana's right next to me. I can feel it. I feel like there's a lot of people around me. I guess I'm back in the Connect Center now. I wonder how long my consciousness was floating in that place. I don't know, but I'm back now. Rana's screams brought me back.
Hiroki. 生きてるのね。
I hear Rana's teary voice, but I have no way of knowing what kind of situation she's in right now. I still can't speak properly, and my head feels like it's about to crack open. I'm pretty sure my condition's even worse than before now. But for some reason I feel strangely calm. When I focus my concentration, I can feel the center of my body heat up. And then that tingly electrical feeling starts flowing through me again. When I clench my fist this time, I feel a surging of power that wasn't there before. I wonder what causes the power to work. Is it like the power of friendship? I finally overcome my anxieties and my everything that was holding me back, and now I can use the tingly electric power again? Maybe. I can do this. Oh, but we got music. I pour strength into my bound limbs. And almost instantly the belts all snap. My body is free again. I jump off the stretch. Whoa. Whoa, we got some dubstep in there. I definitely don't mind it, but it's pretty aggressive, you know? I don't mind it though, it's pretty cool. I jump off the stretcher. I focus the nerves in my feet, preventing me from tumbling forward the moment I land. I hear a scream and turn my head in the direction it came from. As I do so, I realize something. My vision's still dark, but I can vaguely make out a person's silhouette now. And one more thing. That's a distracting noise. I can move the right side of my body again. I timidly open my mouth. My speech has come back to me. It looks like my healing powers are working again.
レイナ、どこだ？
ひろき、あなた言葉が。
You got the good words now. I turn my head in the direction of the voice and see a much smaller silhouette. The moment after I register that's Reina, I catch another silhouette rushing at me from the corner of my eye.
この
The silhouette raises something overhead. The moment he raises it up, his movements become slow. If you're that slow, I simply step back from the location he's swinging at and avoid his attack. Air whooshes past the left side of my face. Then I throw my fist at what I believe is his face. There's a slight tingling sensation in my fist, and the silhouette makes a strange noise as it crumples.
ひろき、後ろ。
At the same time that I hear Reina's voice, I feel the air behind me shift. I reflexively twist around, bringing up my left hand. It's a new silhouette. He's holding an edged something in his right hand. Perhaps surprised that I turn to him, he stops for a second. Then, using the momentum of my rotation to bolster the blow, I drive my left fist into his stomach. He squeals, then drops his weapon and collapses onto the ground.
くそ、とにかくあいつを抑えろ。
This time, 3 silhouettes rush me at once.
ああ！
With Reina guiding me, I mow all 3 of them down. There's a couple of screams and sounds of people hitting the floor. Every time I hear someone fall to the floor, my vision gets a little better, and color starts returning to objects. By the time I've kicked everyone, my vision's back to normal. Shoulders heaving, I look around the room. There's close to 10 researchers all collapsed on the ground. And I can see Reina clearly now as she runs over to me.
ひろき。
レイナ！
Don't worry, I'm all good now. Reina jumps into my arms.
よかった。私、もうひろきは助からないんじゃないかと思って。怖くて。
レイナがずっと俺の名前を呼んでくれていたおかげだ。
Told you it was the power of friendship.
また、一人になっちゃうかと思った。
Reina doesn't say anything after that, and just rests her forehead on my shoulder. I can feel Reina's warmth. I gently pat her head as we stay standing there like that for a few moments. Eventually, we both let go, and I realize that Reina's hands aren't bound anymore.
レイナ、さっきの拘束具は？
そこの人の MRD をちょっとだけ借りたの。
Reina points to one of the researchers lying on the ground. The restraints binding Reina's hands come off. Looks like using electronic locks backfired on them.
そうか。レイナには心配かけちゃったな。
もう本当に心配したんだから。でも生きててよかった。
Reina slowly pats my arm and shoulders, as if to make sure I'm really there. However, she stops when she reaches my left hand. Now that I can see again, I look down at my own left hand. The place where my finger was cut off is healed over and isn't bleeding anymore. However, no new finger has grown in its place. In its place.
痛みは
あまり感じない。ただ違和感はある。
そう。
You know, I particularly enjoyed having 10 fingers. I think back to Aoi-san, desperately trying to hold back her feelings with her eyes shut. Then when she finally crossed that line, it seemed as if something inside Aoi-san snapped, I turn back to look at the AR display, but Kuroda's not there. The display itself seems to be off.
とにかくこの部屋を出よう。また追っ手が来るかもしれない。
I go to check my MRD for the time. The battery's dead again. When I look at my MRD, I see a message informing me I received a data packet. The sender is anonymous.
どうしたの？
何か受信してるみたいなんだ。
This might be another trap. It's possible it's just another image of Aoi-san tied up somewhere. When I open up the data I received,
これは
What appears before us is a huge AR display showing a map. It's a map of a large facility. There's a number of rooms all connected via a network of hallways that wind around like the roots of a giant tree. The top part of the map says Connect Center B7.
コネクトセンターのマップ。
There's two markers on the map. One's a blinking yellow dot. The other's a large red double circle placed in a conspicuously large room. I move around the room a little bit as a test and see that the yellow dot moves with me. It looks like that yellow dot is showing my MRD's current location. Which means the other marker is...
ここへ向かえということか。
I don't know. I don't want to get strapped down to another chair and lose another finger.
一体誰がこんなことを。
There are two possibilities that come to mind. The first is Kuroda. He might be telling us his location on purpose to lure us into a trap. However, there's one other possibility. And it's totally something he would do. While I'm pondering my options, I hear the sound of footsteps in the distance. Whether we choose to follow the map or not, we still need to get out of here.
行こう、レーナ。
We nod to each other, then run out of the room. You know, I'm tempted to keep going, but it could be another, 2 hours, you know? And I don't necessarily want to put in 4 hours into this. So I'm going to stop here. Maybe next time will be short, or maybe it will be another 2-hour section, but it can't be that much farther. Just based on the choices that I've looked at that we get to make. They're all in a facility, and I know it's a little bit of a spoiler, but I figured it'd be the easiest way to kind of figure that sort of thing out. And I'm pretty sure it's in this facility that we're in. So there's a good chance that it's not much longer, but because I don't think we're going to be leaving this facility, but, I don't really know. So we'll stop here and maybe come back to this, sooner rather than later. Like I said, I really don't like torture scenes. Even if they're not visual, but text-based, it's still kind of disturbing, And the whole, going over the thought processes as visual novels are pretty good about, rather than showing you something visually, is, it just makes it worse, honestly. Because you can look away from, a torture scene, but if you're reading a visual novel, what are you going to do? Just start skipping text? I guess, maybe. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, though. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time for some more Memories Dogma Code 1. Bye!